Hi, I am Robert, and today I'm going to show you how to take this image from here to here, all in Lightroom. In this video, I'm going to apply a quick edit and then remove the distracting elements using the spot removal tool. Let's get started at the bottom like we always do. Make sure we're on the current version. We're going to skip the post-crop vignetting. Let's make sure this image is straight. Click on Constrain Crop. Let's zoom in on the horizon and bring up our grid lines. Looks like this image is straight, so we can move on. As usual, we'll remove chromatic aberrations and apply profile corrections. I shot this on a Canon 40D with a Tokina 11-16. I was using a 3-stop soft edge neutral density filter. Now let's go up to our sharpening and apply our standard sharpening of 100 and using a mask. Hold down the Alt key and let's select our area that we want to sharpen. Right about there looks fine. We're going to skip the color section, but we'll come back to it. Let's cool down this image a little bit. It's pretty warm here. There we go. And we'll bring down the highlights to make the sky look better. And we'll bring up our shadows. We'll bring it up all the way this time. Now we'll set our white point by bringing the white point up until we start clipping, and then bring it back down. We'll do the same with the black point. So now that we've set our white and black point, we got a base contrast set, but I want to add a little bit more. So let's go up here to contrast and dial in a little bit more. That looks good. Now let's go down to our color panel. I always start with luminance. Luminance is the brightness of each color. I want to bring the luminance down to darken the colors I see in the sky. So we'll start with red. We'll do yellow and orange. And a little bit of purple and magenta. Usually I would go to saturation after this, but I'm going to do it slightly differently this time. I'm going to grab the grad tool, put it over the sky. Hold down shift to make your grad tool straight. You can press O for overlay to see the area that's going to be affected by our changes we're about to make. I want to bring the saturation up of the sky now that we darkened it with the luminance. So go up a little bit with saturation. Right about till there. Close our brush. Now let's grab our adjustment brush. These cliffs in the foreground are looking a little bit orange, so I'm going to tone them down a little bit. So let's get a wide brush, press O for overlay so we can see where we're working. And let's generally brush in all of this area. We spilled over a little bit here, so just hold down Alt key to turn your brush into an eraser and remove these areas. I have auto mask enabled, so it makes selection very easy. Press O to turn off your mask, and let's bring the color temperature down to cool it a little bit. Just a little, not too much. That looks good. Let's click on New. Now we brought down the temperature here a little bit too much. We could go and erase it, or we can just add in a little bit more temperature with a brush. Just this section. So we'll bring the temperature back up to match it to the other areas. And that's not bad. Let's click on a new brush. I'm going to select all of the water here. I want to make it more blue, so we have a contrast of blue and orange. Hold down Alt so we can erase some of the spillage. There we go. We'll turn off our mask. Now let's make it slightly more blue. And let's brighten it up a little bit. It was a little dark on this side, so the exposure helps. Now we're done with our base edit, let's grab our spot removal tool and remove a few of the distracting elements. Let's zoom in to make it easier. Let's remove this one person on the sand. Let's remove this flare caused by the filter I was using. That's a little too far away, so let's just drag it over. See if there's anything else. We could remove this too while we're at it. Let's remove this bird that's standing on this pylon in the water. And then fix the shadow he was casting. There we go. And lastly, let's fix some of this flare in the water. Let's drag that a little bit closer. There we go. Put away our tool, zoom out. Let me show you the before and the after. So you can turn off before and after right here. So here was before with all of our elements, and after we cleaned it up. Let's see if there's any finishing touches we can put on this image. I was thinking about trying to bring the magenta tone up a little bit to kind of finish this image off. Let's take a look at our settings here. I was shooting at 1 second at f18. I timed it so the sun was half behind the clouds and half poking out. When that happens, you get a nice starburst effect when you're shooting with a small aperture. I have a few images shot just after this time, and we didn't get a sunburst effect because the sun was too low and it was hidden behind the thick clouds here. So it's important to know and time your shots. Show up early, find your composition, and then wait for the perfect light. If you're out and running around, you could have missed this perfect time. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Thanks.